welcome to the square room. La la la.
Oh my God.
All right, how you guys doing? Welcome to this square room where you come to be squared up.
You're trying to fight?
I'm trying to fight all these niggas.
Oh my God. Damn, right off the top like that, not even a minute in.
Nope. We're throwing in them N-bombs, bro.
Oh my
The
God.
Maypoms,
Introduce
buddy.
yourself, sir.
I'm the blackest of the black, Hugh-Gene.
I hate when you say that because it's like, what does that even mean?
Who knows? It can mean whatever you want it to mean.
Oh my God. Well,
How many times have I said that?
I'm Jonel. You've said it probably a good 3 or 4 times now.
No, I don't know. I don't remember anything of a memory of a goldfish.
That is true.
So what's going on?
What's Wagwan popcorn?
I don't talk like that.
I literally have text messages where you've texted me that exactly.
I don't speak in that patois.
Wow, I'm surprised you even said it that way.
That's what it sounds like to me.
That's what you sound like to me.
That's what I sound like. So, I want to get into some conspiracies.
It sounded like you said prosperities.
Prosperity. What's the prosperities?
When you're prosperous, it's like you...
Oh, I have a lot of shit.
Like, I guess it could not just be money. Like, yeah.
No one's prosperous during these times.
Well, yeah.
Everyone's losing their prosperity.
Hashtag Rona.
Hashtag give me that Rona. So, I'm going to start off with one conspiracy right here.
Okay. What's your conspiracy, sir?
I have one of them. It's about Hitler.
Oh, my God.
It's about the fatherland. It's about the Führer. So, it was believed that there's people that pretty much have theorized that Hitler... So, by history, we think that Hitler committed suicide before the Russians got to him, right? He took a cyanide pill. Him and his wife, I can't remember her name. It's not important because who cares? They took a cyanide pill, and, if you take a cyanide pill, that will kill you, right? Mm-hmm. It's believed that he actually didn't commit suicide and that he escaped to Argentina. Why Argentina, you may ask?
I do ask, yes.
Because the prime minister at the time, what was his name? Roberto Moreira Ortiz he was pretty much like Argentina and Germany have a long relationship. They've been buddies for ever and whatever. But it's also known that during World War II that they were very sympathetic to their cause. So a lot of Nazis, a lot of the time when they're running away, they would go to Argentina. It's to the point where there's some towns in Argentina that are just German. And there's a lot of people have a lot of Nazi ancestry down there. Like those girls that we met. Yeah, those girls that we met in Peru. We probably could have asked them about that shit, and they probably would know because they're from Argentina.
Oh yeah.
So I think there's a lot of guys, a lot of big name people. I can't remember their name. I remember one guy's nickname. I think the Angel of Death or something. He was like a guy who did experiments. He was a horrible person. He was a Nazi. And he did experiments. But pretty much it's believed a lot of people have believe that Hitler didn't actually commit suicide. It was a body double that committed suicide. And they believe that he and his wife escaped to Argentina because, fucking Argentina loves Nazis. And then, spend the rest of their lives there and then died. I think the people think that he died. I didn't write it down. But they think that he died, I think, sometime in the 60s or something. Yeah, they thought. Because, Argentina was known to harbor a lot of Nazi people. And a lot of time,
do you think that he'd be able to live there and have a life?
Yeah, and if the government's homies with them, yeah, he could just.
But I'm talking not even the government. I'm talking about the citizens. He would never be spotted.
He'd probably just grow a regular stash. But seriously,
well, yeah, of course,
yeah,
he'd have to get rid of that.
He'd probably just grow.
It's like a tell, but
yeah, he probably either if he actually did. I think a lot of people say it didn't happen. But.
And you think someone like that would give up that he would leave? You think that he would leave behind that?
No, I think he would kill himself. I think because he was so into his shit,
right?
And he was on so many drugs
to just
too.
go start a new life and just be normal and not be a fucking dictator or anything like that.
No, because
how do you do that?
Because he would always be you gotta die for the cause and shit too. But at the same time, it could
so
be all talk.
So you don't believe the theory?
I don't know. I wouldn't shock me if he did. Because just because he says all this shit doesn't mean he really believes it, right? Doesn't mean he's willing to actually fulfill it himself. He may expect his subordinates to, but doesn't mean he's going to himself, right?
Yeah.
So would he escape to Argentina? Could that happen? That wouldn't shock me, but I highly doubt that he did. Because I feel like someone would within that time frame have spotted him.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to keep myself active. I'm listening.
Oh my God. So there's another conspiracy that most of the world leaders are lizard people. Are shape-shifting lizard people.
The world leaders, I knew that.
That's an old, like back, because I didn't.
Yeah, this is not a new one, because I remember years ago. Do you remember that video of Justin Bieber? And like they said he blinked and then he like.
No, but I've seen videos like similar to that.
And then his like eyes, when he opened them, they did look real scaly.
Yeah.
And then he blinked again and it was like normal.
Yeah.
And like they even slowed down the video. But like that could have been something that somebody did, like, you know?
But according to this guy who's like the kind of like the godfather of this conspiracy,
Godfather.
Oh. David Ice, he thinks that these lizard people are behind 9/11 and stuff like the Holocaust. And the reason why he thinks that these lizard people planned it is that they pretty much want to keep the world at they want to keep the world in chaos. They want to keep humans kind of like fighting each other and whatnot.
So you said like the Holocaust and what else?
9/11, like those big whatever.
Are they responsible for the coronavirus?
Maybe
for COVID-19?
If it goes by his like
if it's the government and lizard people and control and population and chaos, I mean, hello.
But he thinks that the shape-shifting, like these leaders are shape-shifting lizards, and also are possessed. Some are also possessed by these lizards. So
why lizards?
I guess because they can shape. I don't know. I guess because lizards can camouflage in plain sight.
Only chameleons.
It's still a lizard.
Right, it's part of the reptile family.
Geckos most lizards can camouflage in plain sight. Geckos can too.
But that's camouflage, but they don't shape shift.
But that's a form of shape shifting. You're shifting.
But it's more like color shifting,
but I don't know. But like no.
But like, are lizards like when they talk about like your lizard brain?
Yeah.
Right. Like if you've ever heard like people talk about that, that's about like your primal.
I call it my chimp brain.
Hold on, let me actually not talk out of my ass.
No, I've heard. I think that's normally what it means. Your lizard brain's like your dumb brain. I personally tend to call it my chimp brain. Or my ape brain, where I'm just like, my primal brain's like, it's like I'm a chimp.
Okay, yeah. So your lizard brain refers to the oldest part of the brain, which is the brain stem, which is responsible for primitive survival instincts,
like back when we were like
such as
people.
Aggressive, fear, fight, or flight.
Yeah.
That's your lizard brain.
Yeah, back when we were just like,
so like the basic, primitive stuff like that. So it's like lizards are not known I don't know, they're not known to be like these smart creatures. So like
no, but he thinks
you know what I mean? Like, why would lizards be out of everything to be in control of the government? Why lizards?
Promote hatred.
Fucking
that's what David says.
Assholes.
Okay, he says is to promote hatred, and he has been to 40 countries interviewing people who have said that they have seen these people shift change from lizard to human.
You know what?
In plain sight.
I know what it is, because the lizards are upset that they're not smart, so they want to create chaos for the humans.
But they're smart enough to create an event like 9/11 in the Holocaust. That's a pretty sophisticated event, especially the Holocaust, because Nazis were known for being very they're Germans. Germans are known for being very efficient people, and they had their records Well,
I know how to get rid of them.
Who?
The lizard people.
Well, you don't know who they are.
Exactly.
Obama could be a lizard man. You don't know.
Exactly. So we put them in a fucking sauna because the lizards they're cold-blooded.
But I thought don't lizards. They're like dry heat. Oh, yes. They don't like moist. That's a good plan. So we have to somehow
We weed out the government. Like, can you spend X amount of time?
So we can call up Trudeau and be like, hey, so no, don't ask him if you can spend. This is what you do. You get cool with the guy, I don't know.
Well, if they refuse, then they're obviously a lizard person, and it's just like those witch
trials. Oh, so for us being Canadians, right? I can be like, hey, we love our hot tubs in the winter, right? So I can be like, hey, Trudeau, how you doing? Sacre bleu. You're stupid. I wonder. And be like, hey, you want to come?
We don't even have a lot of lizards here, do we? I don't think I've ever seen a lizard in Canada.
No, they're not known for being up here. We have the only reptile. We have garden snakes, which I've never seen one to this day, and we have I think we have a rattlesnake that's in Canada also. But reptile, not really. We don't really have any reptiles in Canada. Not known for being a reptilian, place. But this guy's claimed that he's gone to over 40 countries and interviewed people that have seen these leaders shapeshift in real time. And then I remember when I was back in my crazy conspiracy days, I remember hearing about the lizard people shit, but I never really went that far. I think that was towards the end of my conspiracy kind of, phase. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really get too far into the lizard people shit. But like another...
Oh, I lied.
What?
I think when you're cold-blooded... Well, like you said, it is. They do prefer like a desert dry heat, but I think it's actually better if they're in colder climates, because then they can't survive.
It's worse if they're in colder climates.
Yeah. So instead of doing the sauna, we put them in like a cryo chamber.
Or just be like, yeah, I guess. Or be like, hey, you want to go ice fishing? Because that's a lot of just sitting around.
You like, hey, insert political leader name here. Would you like to do a cryogenic thing where you just stay in a cryo chamber for 2 minutes because it has a lot of health benefits if you're a human? Listen, I just solved a lot of the world issues just now.
I guess, yeah, but you don't know who's the lizard person. Like, I don't think...
Exactly. So
the queen is a lizard person because she's been alive for so long.
We offer it to everyone.
I think the queen might be a lizard lady. Because look how old is she now?
You need to leave her alone. You
like
search
90.
it. I'm not going to let you disrespect her like that.
Look, how old is the queen? The queen's...
Don't disrespect Liz like that.
Liz, that's her name?
Elizabeth. The second. She's 94.
Jesus Christ, she's a lizard lady. I knew it.
Oh, she just turned 94 last month.
I think she's a cool lady, though. I actually do. I actually really like the queen. I know I like the...
She's a badass bitch.
No, she drives a Land Rover Defender, so anyone that drives that can, it's cool to me.
The fact that she still drives at 94.
Yeah. That's one of the few old people that can actually drive at 94. Most of them are just like, well, I don't know what I'm doing.
Are they really going to take her license away? They're like, kill our citizens. Who cares?
And she only drives like in fields and shit too. She takes like her corgis out and shit. And they're just like, I'm a corgi. I can barely run. I have barely any legs.
You see the corgi golden retriver?
Yeah, it's just a mini golden retriever.
Yeah, with the little short legs. It's like it wanted to be a golden retriever but couldn't.
I saw like a picture of like tons of corgi mixes. There's like a corgi pit bull mix. No, it was a pit bull wiener dog mix. And it was pretty much like, imagine a pit bull, just like a little bit,
but shaped like a wiener dog.
No, but just like not as stubby and muscular and a big ass head. So it was kind of cool looking.
That sounds horrible.
It was cool. And I remember I saw like a picture of like a husky corgi, and it was pretty much like a corgi with a giant husky head. It was very weird. I went down a rabbit hole of just corgi mixes. And it seems like if you want a forever puppy, just get something mixed with a corgi.
Yeah, because they look like little pups forever.
Yeah. But there's another conspiracy.
Oh my god, what is it? I'll solve this one too.
You sound very interested.
No, I am. Look, listen, I just solved a huge problem.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
I think.
You call Alex Jones. Tell him.
I'm sure he would agree with me.
It's me, Alex Jones. I can't do an Alex Jones. I wish I could. I would love to.
You just sound fucking angry and paranoid all the time.
Hillary Clinton is a lizard. Is that good? She's the devil! Is that good enough?
Is she a devil or a lizard?
It's both. They're the same thing.
No, because the devil is an angel.
But
or was an angel.
But he's a dragon also. He is the dragon.
But a dragon, it's a lizard family, but he's not a lizard.
He's in dragon. The family.
But that's like the cousin, you know what I'm
saying? Yeah, I guess. So another conspiracy is fluoride. You might have heard this one?
Fluoride in the water?
Yes, too much fluoride.
Is it good for you or is it bad for you? Because when I go to the dentist, they're like, rinse your mouth out with fluoride. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, but don't swallow it. They say to spit it out. But if it's in the water, are we swallowing? Why do you look so discouraged? What? Am I onto something?
So in the mid-
oh my god, that look was because he wanted to punch me?
Yes. In the mid 20th century.
I have another conspiracy.
Fuck yeah, what?
Hugh-Gene is a woman beater.
Oh wow, what a surprise.
Theory has been confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. I'm being abused.
I'm bald.
Ow! Hugh-Gene! Help me!
So in the mid 20th century, governments began putting fluoride into the...
Oh, by the way, everyone, he didn't hit me.
I didn't.
I hit the table.
It's not Friday.
Sorry, I just wanted to make it clear in case people thought you actually...
No, pretty much in the 20th century, the government started fluoridating the water because it's good for cavities and whatnot. But...
Is that why they did it? That's what they claim, but I don't think they really did that.
Yeah, like really? You're gonna put fluoride? You know, how much money does it cost to put fluoride in water? It's like small amounts of fluoride. Apparently, it's good for cavities, but it's like, would you really spend that much money on small amounts of fluoride?
No, they did not do that on purpose for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So it helps prevent cavities, but some people believed that it's used for mind control because apparently Nazis during the Holocaust. You might have some fluoride in your fucking system right now, buddy. Apparently Nazis during...
I just drank some water not too long ago. Man, it went through my Brita filter, but it was originally in the tap.
Well, apparently Nazis used it.
Damn, I gotta switch to plastic bottles again. Shit. Now I gotta go drink that fucking fizzy ass Dasani. That's not even fucking water.
That shit doesn't taste like water.
Dasani is not water.
It's just not. It's the Satan's
and
piss.
They have salt in it. Because it dehydrates you and it makes you want to drink more of their products.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
it literally,
it's not working.
It says it, because it tastes like trash.
Yeah. So they need to figure this out.
Yeah, but am I supposed to drink the trash Dasani or am I supposed to drink the mind control water?
I'd rather drink piss than Dasani, man.
That could be a reach.
Fuck. Nah, but...
Let me call R. Kelly.
Apparently Nazis used it during... Like, they'd put fluoride in the water during, like, the camps and shit.
So how do they claim that it controls one's mind?
I'm trying to get to that, you fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be engaging with your theories.
Well, apparently it makes you more calm, but I also heard if you have too much fluoride in your system, it increases depression and shit. Oh. But apparently it makes you more calm, so then it makes you more easily to comply with whatever the government and blah, 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 blah. But, like, yeah, apparently it's good for cavities, and it's like...
It's like, listen, you're gonna be a mind control zombie, but you won't have any cavities.
You won't have cavities, so apparently it just makes it easier for the government to control you and shit. And then I have another one, and that's the one everyone. Oh my god, we're at like 40 minutes. Wow, this is the one, the New World Order. I feel like a lot of people have heard this term said before. It's believed that the world is being controlled by a shadow government. Wink, wink. The Illuminati.
Stop! I just got shivers. Look, you see the goosebumps on me?
I purposely didn't go too hardcore into the Illuminati.
Hugh-Gene, the last time we did a conspiracy episode, I went to sleep with nightmares.
Did you? But what did I get into with that? This is just brief. I didn't get, or it's either the shadow government's either the Illuminati or the lizard people. You know, in the same category.
They're gonna come for you, Hugh-Gene.
It's believed that I feel like the Illuminati was gonna come for
Oh, okay.
I feel like if the Illuminati was gonna come for me, they would have come for me back in like high school. Because the amount of
no, because then you were just a kid. Now you're broadcasting your shit on a fucking podcast.
I got into that shit? You don't understand. I purposely didn't go hard into the Illuminati.
Listen, you need to say a disclaimer for anyone listening to this podcast that these are just theories. Nothing is.
Well, Illuminati used to be a group that was created.
Nobody come for Hugh-Gene.
It was created in the 1700s in the Baltic areas.
If next week you guys don't get an episode, or if it's just me, don't ask questions because you know that they came for him.
Well, pretty much they just think...
Don't come for me, though, y'all. I'm not associated with him in any way, shape, or form.
They pretty much think
I don't know that man.
They want this one world government to be like more
not at all.
They want to promote totalitarianism. You know what a totalitarian government is?
No.
It's like a king. Someone that's like...
Yeah.
So pretty much you want to make a one world government that's very totalitarian.
So this is the shadow... The
shadow government.
Illuminati.
Like whenever you hear about the words globalism, that's what globalism kind of is. Having kind of like a one world government. Like a one world economy. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, there's advantages to it. That's what the New World Order is too. Then you would hear terms like this from like back in the 90s, like Bush Senior said, "I New World Order, blah, 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 blah," whatever, right?
Yes, I have heard.
But, yeah, it's something you hear about now. Like, you'll hear globalism and shit. And you hear like, oh, these damn globalists, like people like Trudeau. People like Trudeau's a fucking globalist and shit, right? Because he wants like a one world government. So it's like, there's good things about it, having a one world government, obviously. Like, you know, like one economy, blah, blah, blah. But there's like, me personally, I'm an individualist, so I wouldn't want that personally. But that's what, the New World Order is. This shadow government or shadow group or who the fuck knows. Just trying to have
Okay, you're right. That theory wasn't scary, but
I didn't.
It's just because you said Illuminati, I was like,
the two things I stayed away from was Illuminati and 9/11 because you won't see.
That's a hole that it's easy to go down.
No, and I've been down that Illuminati hole, and I don't want to go back down.
Me too.
I every day after school for hours, I'd be going through Illuminati shit, and I don't feel like going to that rabbit hole again. And like I looked at 9/11, and I was like, no, we've been here before, Hugh-Gene. Like I could Hello
darkness, my old friend.
No, literally, like I was like, because I already had some conspiracies already, and then I was looking for more like for this episode, and then I saw 9/11, and I was just like, because I honestly
you like hovered over the thing to click, and you were like, nah, don't do it.
If I went through like my favorites, if I went down like deep enough, I could probably find some Illuminati like those, and I don't feel like going down that rabbit hole. Like if I went through my favorites or my likes, no, probably it's my favorite. My favorites. I would find that shit like deep down in the fucking dungeon.
Where it should stay.
Because like
they will put you if they hear you talking about that shit.
Yeah, because 9/11 I could do 4 episodes. 9/11 Illuminati I could do like a lot of episodes.
There's so many theories, but that's the thing, right?
Like I could go through old Alex Jones, old fucking. Well, they're all gone. Never mind, I couldn't do that. But yeah, man. So those are some conspiracy theories. If you want to go through them, if you want to.
Isn't the Alex Jones theory that we talked about before with the water turning the frogs gay? Was it fluoride or was it something else?
Fluoride had to do something. He's been big on fluoride.
No, but was it specifically the fluoride that was turning the frogs gay?
I can't remember. I remember he used to say a lot of shit about fluoride like back in the day. But like his videos aren't on YouTube anymore, so they took them all down. So I can't go through that hell.
Probably for the best.
For some people. For me, it definitely is. But yeah, man, those are some conspiracy theories. If you want to go to conspiracy.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? It's Illuminati, man.
They're like,
the lizard
talk
people,
about us.
The lizard people are possessing me, man.
Did you have some water?
No, I don't drink
I think they were controlling your mind just now.
I had apple juice.
Yeah, you had like sugar-free apple juice. That was not my control.
That's Illuminati shit right there.
They were trying to just fuck up your insides.
Yeah, man, with the aspartame and shit. But like, yeah, man, Illuminati, man. They were created like in the 1700s, and there are a bunch of physicists and mathematicians and shit, and then they're disbanded, I think, in the 1800s. Because I think they actually started to
disbanded.
Well, yeah, it's quote unquote. I doubt they actually were like a group like that wouldn't get disbanded. But
they were disbanded publicly, but not.
Yeah, but not
behind closed doors.
Because like sometimes I think like especially with like presidents and shit, right? And like there's like presidents or prime ministers and shit. I feel like what happens, and there's like who's the comedian that has a joke? What's his name? I can't remember his name. Old white guy. Fuck, what's his name?
Yeah, you gotta narrow it down.
Damn it, I can't remember his name. He's George. Nah, I can't remember his name. But if you hear, if people, what I'm about to say, like pretty much he made a joke about like he believes that like presidents and shit, they'll have all these promises they want to make, and they actually want to do them. But then when they actually become a president, then the bunch of dudes in like a dark room, pretty much like he pretty much goes into a dark room with a bunch of cigars smoking.
Hello,
shit.
Barack.
They'll be like, hello. They'll be like, no, they won't say anything. There's just a bunch of dudes sitting in a room, cigar smoking shit. And then what happens is that a TV screen slowly goes down, and then it shows Kennedy's assassination, and then it goes away. And they're like, any questions? He's like, what's my orders? And that's the joke.
You think that's why he was assassinated?
Oh yes, I wouldn't be surprised.
He wasn't doing what people wanted him to do.
He was the Irish. So
can you see my arm?
Yeah. No, he wanted to disband the CIA, and also he had a lot of trouble with the mafia. It's believed that the mafia killed him because he did have a lot of problems with the mafia. Like the Irishman was kind of like in that realm of the world. Because Robert Kennedy, his brother, wanted to go after the mafia, and the mafia was kind of like, "What the fuck, bro? Like we were, nigga, we were friends." And you know what I mean? Because the guy Lee Harvey Oswald, I think was the guy that killed Kennedy, was killed by a mafia guy 2 days later.
There have been 4 U.S. presidents that have been assassinated.
Kennedy, Abraham Lincoln. I think Nixon was attempted.
No, but successfully it's 4.
I can't remember. I don't know. I know the 2.
I don't know all of them, but I know the number.
I know the ones that have been attempted to be shot, like not FDR. Theodore Roosevelt, I think he's been shot, but he was. I want to talk about him one day.
So you think that like all of these people who were successfully assassinated, do you think that it was all related to?
I wouldn't be surprised if there's something behind it. Especially with JFK, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some shit behind that.
So do you think that like the Illuminati is happy with what Trump is doing or unhappy?
No, because Trump is a loose cannon. You never know what he's gonna fucking say.
But like that might be something that they like. Maybe maybe he appears like a loose cannon to the rest of us, but like to them, I feel like he's doing.
I don't think he could keep a secret. I don't think he'd be a Illuminati guy. Because this is shit.
I guess I would agree with that.
Because like some of the shit he does, it's just like, I don't think he'd be Luna. I think like some like.
He would tweet about it. Just met with the Illuminati today.
Probably. He probably wouldn't even realize it.
It's the best Illuminati meeting ever.
He was like,
trust me, I've had so many, and this is the best one.
And like probably when like, and if once like remember, let's say like the joke I said earlier was like true, how they take you into like a smoking room, like a cloudy room, and then like the TV screen. You probably tweet about that. This showed Kennedy's assassination. And the joke was that they showed Kennedy's assassination at a different angle, like an angle we've never seen before. Because there's that famous video that everyone, how he got shot too. Like when I watched that assassination too, I'm just like, there's no way a regular guy. I don't know if Lee Harvey Oswald was. I
think that vehicle was a rental. I heard, and
no, it was a stupid vehicle too. It was like, why would you have an open top convertible?
No, but I think they rented it, and like the company just got it back after.
No, it's the president's vehicle.
I heard it was a rental.
No, I don't know. But like, like how his shot. If you see the video, I think he got shot once in the chest and once in the head. And it's like, not most snipers, an average guy can't do that. At like a distance, an average guy cannot get like a boom, boom. Or I think it was boom, and then boom. And it's like, you see, it's like, and you're like, oh my God. But like, man, I don't know, man. Like, some conspiracies are like, there's some that are true. Like, Project Bluebird and fucking I can name more, but I can't think of it at the top of my head right now. But there's like Watergate is another one that like that's a true one. But like, yeah, look, man, if you guys are gonna go down the conspiracy rabbit hole, make sure you have someone to pull you out. Make sure you have like a fucking make sure you tie yourself up, and then you just.
Or if you're like me and you're a little bit of a chicken, you'll pull yourself out once it gets too scary.
But that's the thing, you don't.
Sometimes you don't, yeah. Because I remember I used to like watch like videos, like conspiracy theory, like YouTube videos, like back in the day, and like Google things and search things, and it's like you're scared, but like you just want to know.
Because like for me, because like when I had my night terrors in the 7th grade, when I think about it, I didn't really start getting over my night terror, like because it pretty much made me have a fear of the dark again. But like, and I realized I didn't really get over that. Even to this day, I'm still not over it. I'll sleep in my room dark, but I don't have a problem with it. But I always prefer to have my Himalayan salt, the pink salt. I still like to have it on. Like lamp? Yeah, I still like to have my lamp. I realized I got over my fear of like complete pitch black darkness. I like over it again, I guess. Because
I won't be sleeping tonight, thank you. Like, the fuck, dude?
No, like, I got over it because I remember there's this time where I skipped school, right? And my mom got home earlier than I thought. So I pretty much ran. I didn't want her to. I didn't know what to say, right? I couldn't come up with any excuses. So my first instinct in my head was like, run to your crawl space and just wait. And come out at a time that seems more reasonable. So I pretty much sat in my crawl space, which is dark as fuck, by the way. It's a crawl space. Nothing happens good in a crawl space. And I was like in the far dark corner.
The bodies that are under there grab you.
And I remember just like sitting there, like I kept looking at my watch because I was like, because I that's the thing, like I know like last week you said I'll be a shit at burglarizing because my thing came out, but like before that I'm actually really good at sneaking out of places. Like I remember,
for everyone wondering what he said, he tried to drop something off at my house because quarantine and not interacting, and I opened the door and he wasn't there, but his ID was, and then further down was his health card.
I don't know how
his driver, like he dropped 2 pieces of ID, so we were like, okay, if he was ever gonna commit a crime, then he would leave so much evidence. That was not slick at all.
But most of the time, I had like throughout my life, I used to sneak out of my house all the time when I was a kid, and I would actually do the pillow thing, and it actually worked. And I'd always up
the pillows under the blanket.
Yes, and it worked a couple times, and then I'd move to like making the pillows look like a body. Then my mom had like one of those styrofoam heads. I used that. It worked
for her wigs.
Yeah. I used it twice. It worked. It actually worked. And like I remember,
where'd you put the wig?
And who knows?
Just dash the wig on the ground and take the wig.
It's not important to me. And I remember like my girlfriend in high school, I wasn't allowed to be there. And I remember 3 occasions I snuck out of her house while her parents were still around and were still there. And how her front door is that pretty much you can see the whole, like the front, where the front door is, you can see the kitchen and all that shit. And I remember the first time I snuck out of her house, it was like 5 o'clock, and both her mom and dad and her aunt were home. And I remember her snuck down the stairs, went. By the way, her mom, they're in the kitchen, right? Got out of the front door and just gone. The other time, I think it was twice.
And she said they never noticed?
They didn't notice. The second time, I was in her house. Her dad gets home. I went through and by the way, you can see the backyard too. This is a straight hallway. They
say that's really bad for feng shui.
Probably.
If from the front door you can see the back door, that means any good things that come in are going straight out.
That was me. And
you're an idiot.
And like,
I don't think to them you were a good thing that came in.
They never knew about me, but I wasn't allowed to date her because I'm black. I can go into that one, whatever. But like, I remember, I went down the stairs and then I went into the backyard. I was looking to pretty much wait for him to like kind of like look away, and pretty much once he turned his head, gone. Jumped over her fence, was gone. And then what was the other time? I think it was only twice. I think there's another time, but I can't remember. And then like also the other thing too, when like my mom came home early after me skipping school, I stayed in the crawl space for like a good hour. And the thing is, she comes down into the basement to throw her nurse clothes, her dirty clothes too, right? Mm-hmm. And I remember I waited until I heard her go upstairs, and then I came out my crawl space, went up the stairs, and then went to the door, opened it, and closed it, acting like I just came home, and then just whatever. And my house is not. The thing is, in my old house, I knew my creaks to like a T. I knew where to step.
Once you live somewhere for a long time, you learn, especially when you grow up there, like you know every creak, and then if one's new, you're like, that's weird, like but like every.
Well, I've had tons of. I've had tons of periods in my life where I've snuck out of place or sneaked around, like music camp. I brought this up before too. Music camp, where we did the capture the flag shit. I remember I snuck on. I did the whole Meta Girl Solid shit where I'm just like beep, 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 beep. And I was like, and I remember during that day I was shocked. I was like, oh my god, there's realism to what they do in video games where they kind of like sneak around. And you're just like,
how are they not noticing?
How does that person not notice it? And I'm just like, no, it's true, because where I was wearing blue, I was in grass, and there's a light on me. So I'm just like, how these fucks not see me? It's because they're not paying attention. And if they look in that direction, they're not focusing on that area. So
right, and they're looking for something that's like, standing upright, moving, or even crouching, but like moving. And you were hardly,
Because if anyone that's played Metal Gear Solid 4, the way that Snake would move when he was moving super slow, he'd kind of do like a snake with his body, like like a wave. People do like the worm, but if you do it super slow, I would literally do that very slowly, and same thing. No one would, and people would be looking in my direction, and I'd be doing that, and I'd look up and then move a little bit closer. Because I remember when I freed everyone from jail, they're like, "Where the fuck did you come from?" Because I literally just a black thing pops out of the grass, jumps over a fence, slide. I always remember that because it was probably my no, it was my most badass moment.
I just thought of something horrible.
What, does a black thing popping up?
No, I was like, pop goes the weasel, and I was like, pop goes the
what? The penis?
No.
What?
No, like pop goes the weasel.
Yeah.
You said pop goes the black guy, but what's another term that people use for black guys? The N-word.
Oh. No, I always remember it because it was one of my it was one of my fondest memories, because I remember popping up, sprinting full speed, jumping over the fence, sliding on the ground, like landing, sliding, and then while I'm sliding, put my hand up, slap my friend's hand. They all scatter like fucking Mexicans and shit. And and I remember sliding, popping up, rolling into the bushes, and then staying in the bushes. And after that, no one could find me ever again. I literally just popped out of nowhere and disappeared.
Some say he's still in the bushes.
Yeah, I always remember that. That was the time music camp.
Some say he's doing the podcast from the bushes right now.
I'm still
Who
in the
knows?
bushes in fucking Camp Wahanawin. Just in those bushes still, waiting for someone to free me. Waiting for the game to be over. Because I never know when the game is over.
All right, everyone. Well, this Square Room is partnered with
Smart Home.
Yeah, once again, if you are looking to simplify your life, who can help you with that, Hugh-Gene?
Is it Smart Home?
It is. They can. Was that a hiccup?
Yep.
They can help you with everything from remembering when your appointments are to planning your week. And they provide everything from personal assistants like Alexa or Google Home to automated lighting systems and security cameras like Ring. Their products are affordable and easy to program. Their devices can communicate over your home's existing wiring and radio frequency signals, which means that there are no interruptions and your appointments are always remembered and your house is always safe. If you are interested in getting a smart home device, Smart Home is the place to start. You can use the discount code ROOM10, that's ROOM10, at checkout for 10% off on their website, smarthome.com. You can follow them at Smart Home on Instagram and at Smart Home Inc. on Twitter and tell them that the Square Room sent you. Don't forget, that is ROOM10 at smarthome.com.
Keep your life smart with Smart Home. Did you hear about some kid?
Oh, yeah, I heard about that kid.
You heard about that kid?
Yeah.
You hear what happened
The
to that kid?
one that went to the place, right?
No, the kid that died.
Oh, Hugh. Don't let me, like, joke around if
No kid died. No one died.
Why would you do that?
Because it's me. No, you hear about that kid on the fucking QEW, the Queen Elizabeth Expressway, going fucking 308 kilometers?
Okay, I actually, like, earlier today, I had my, what do you mean?
In miles.
Oh, yeah, I saw it on the news, but, like, it was just briefly, and it was, like, it wasn't the main news story. It was, like, the subtitle thing underneath, and it said, like, 300 kilometers on the QEW. What?
It's 190 miles per hour, man. That's almost 200.
How? You said a kid. How old is he?
They said a young person. They didn't say how old. So probably like, it was a BMW, not BMW.
Probably like early 20s.
It was a C63 AMG, so it was a rich kid. It's a Mercedes. It's like that's why it's like 190. That's up there. That's like, you know, my car can't even go 190. My car can top it at 140.
Yeah, 308? I think
where?
my
That's
car
what I'm
can go 260.
Yeah, probably.
Or maybe 280.
No, your car can go 280. It's probably like 220, 240.
No.
You sure? You can go 280?
Yeah, 260 at least.
And die. Be like, like, help!
Well, when I say it can go, I mean the thing shows
yeah.
up to at least 260. I can't remember. It doesn't show like
It shows miles. It always has a little miles.
No. It doesn't show like 300s on my thing.
No. Most normal cars don't go that fast.
Yeah, no, but mine, it shows like 260 at least.
Yeah, man. If you go 260 in your car, it would be crying. It'd be like, I'm not supposed to travel at these speeds. I don't know why.
I was like, oh, so we're dying today.
We're gonna die. No, that's. I'm wondering where. Fuck. 380 kilometers. That's what I've been noticing, man. Since this whole like fucking Corona shit's been popping and like state of emergency and shit, like once the highway started dying down, people have been going like regular speed on highway now used to be, I would say, between 100 and 120 kilometers an hour. Now I feel like it's between 120 and 160. I feel like that's regular speed now. Because I'll be going on the...
I don't think I've taken the highway since this pandemic has started.
Well, I still have to work because I'm essential.
Yeah, no, I know why you
But like, yeah, I'll be driving on the highway and I'm going like... on my Miata, because like I've got a Miata, by the way. I'll tell about that. Should I just go into it now? Might as well.
Sure. I mean, I think we did plug the blog in a couple posts ago, and like you did announce it on our website, thesquareroom.com. You can read more. But give us a summary for those who didn't read the blog.
Pretty much a couple weeks ago, my regular old Mazda 6 died. Thank you, Jesus. I'm happy it's dead. I don't care that it's not with us anymore.
Dong, the witch is dead.
No, but like it's pretty much. Pretty much what happened is I was driving on the highway. The oil filter shot out. Mystery. Me and my mechanic can't figure it out because they're still threading. So we're just like, how did it just?
What's threading?
Like, because you have to screw it on. Because if it shot out, there'd be if it like, you know what I mean? Oh, jeez. Like if that happened, then there'd be no threading on like the engine where the oil filter screws in.
You mean like the little divots that when you screw something in to hold it? Okay, that's what threading is.
But the thing is that like he's like, oh, was not put on tightly enough, right? But there's no oil on my driveway, so we don't know. It's a mystery. We're like, who cares? Whatever, right? Pretty much.
Maybe someone like
just like one of my
heard something that you said on the podcast.
And they came to my house and figured out this unscrewed my...
Or your workplace, because you talk about where you work sometimes.
Yeah, my car's but my car's now that could happen, yeah, because my car is pretty distinctive. But like before, no, my car blends in.
No, I'm just talking shit.
No, I know, but like no, the oil filter just somehow came off, and then obviously when that happens, all the oil just dumps out of your car, and my car was just like. Like, but by the time I started hearing it start to die, it was kind of too late, and my engine was like, I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. I can't work anymore, senor.
Is it something that you normally would have like heard?
Oh yeah.
So what, like you play like loud music and stuff when you drive?
That's the reason why. Like, I was playing music and I heard it's like, and I was like, what the fuck's that? And then like by the time I realized what it was too late. Like if I stopped once I heard it, then I would probably still have that car to this day. I would just have to put oil. Like there'd probably be some parts that may have wear, but it would be fine. But since like the car was just like, sorry, because all the parts, it's all metal now hitting each other, right? And so
I feel like I don't even listen to music anymore. I just listen to podcasts. So I feel like at least even if you listen to it kind of loud, like it should give you an opportunity to like hear.
It's either a music or it's probably music, but like yeah, pretty much my engine died on my Mazda 6, and then when I took it to the mechanic, I told him what happened. He's like, your engine's dead, buddy. And then the next day he told me it would cost like $2,500 to fix it. I was just like, I don't want to invest that much money into this car because I don't care about it, and I was planning to sell it.
That's a lot.
Yeah, like if it was a car I gave a fuck about, then yeah, like
yeah, it would still hurt a lot.
Oh yeah, it would still hurt. But like my thought process was like, yeah, I can do this, but like I'm probably gonna open Pandora's box, and he even agrees, like probably. So he was just like, just scrap it, and I was like, you know what? Like I was planning on buying a Miata, might as well. I have the money saved up. Luckily, this is why you save your money, kids, for these type of situations. Because if I didn't have my money saved, I probably wouldn't have a car right now. But no, yeah, I was like, fuck it, let me just get a Miata. Started hunting down for a Miata. Fucking some dickhead in Barrie stood me up like a little whore. It hurt my feelings. I was so mad because it was pretty much it was like the generation I wanted. It was the color I wanted.
What generation?
It's NA, so that's the first. That's what mine is. The pop-up headlights. That's what they call it. But it was like the second iteration of the NA.
And then what color was it?
It was green, British racing green.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I was so drawn to it. It was like it had low kilometers for how old it was.
So what you said, this guy was selling it online. You messaged him.
Yeah, and we agreed like to meet on the Saturday. We didn't come up with a price because I said I want to see it and then I'll give you a price. And then I should probably.
How much did he list it for?
$4,500, which was for what it was.
It was a good price.
It was a steal.
Okay.
He could have gotten like $7,000 for it.
Okay, so maybe he felt like you weren't serious because you didn't give him a price.
Probably.
Did he just not respond to you?
No, I told him, I was like, if everything's good, I'll come on Saturday. He's like, all right, cool. Then I'll see you that day. And I was like, what time? He's like, I'll let you know the next day. I told him I'll come what time. He said, what time do you want to come? I was like, 10. And he's like, it seems a little early. I'll let you know a time on Friday. A Friday goes by. I text him, I think around like 1 or 2. I was like, what's going on? He didn't text me a time. He's like, I already sold it. Sorry. In my head, I'm just like, you fucking fuck. You teased me. You whipped your vagina out and you put it away.
I think maybe he had like, he was like keeping you like as a just in case.
Yeah, no, he probably got tons of offers.
Yeah.
Once that, because people want Miatas like super badly right now.
Oh, sorry that your dream car thing, but this one, I mean, you could just paint this one.
No, that's the plan.
Yeah,
that's the plan.
Because it's red now, which is yikes for insurance purposes.
Yeah, well, insurance on this car is already super cheap because the only people that drive these cars are old white guys, and they don't. Like if it was like a Honda S2000, which I'll have to chop off an arm and a leg to buy one of those. But like if it was one of those, which is like similar to my
2000 Honda is expensive.
It's an S2. It's pretty much. It's like this.
Oh, I thought you meant like the year 2000.
No.
Oh,
it's like similar to my car. I was like a little convertible, but the engine's just really, really, really good. Like it's a legendary engine, revs to like 9,000, blah 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 blah. But they go for like 42. They're ridiculously expensive. Like a one with 300,000 kilometers on it goes for like $25,000. They're like collector's cars now. But like pretty much, the guy stood me up. I go on Kijiji all depressed, going through ads I've already seen and favorited because the ones that I favorited are like I was like, they're a little bit up there, but I'm like
they're like ones that you like, but you saw one that you love.
Yeah, I saw one that was a better price, and I didn't feel like spending like $5,000. So then I refresh. This one pops up. It's only been up for like a minute. So
damn.
Yeah, so I literally instantly message him. He messages me back, tells me to call him. We talk, and he's just like, all right, well, I'm just going to tell you, like, what problems are with it. And he's just like, the indicator doesn't work. The rear bumper isn't on.
The indicator doesn't work?
It didn't work at the time. The bulb was out.
Oh,
so I just changed out the bulb. He's like, yeah, the back bumper's not on. You're gonna have to get like a bumper reinforcement and shit. He pretty much told me, he was like, this car, because the guy who I bought it from was gonna put a V8 into it. And the guy...
What's a V8? I don't know car stuff,
engine.
so...
It's an engine. It's a big old engine. He was gonna...
I don't know.
He was gonna put a...
Say it like it's an engine, idiot. You dumbass, it's a fucking engine, noob.
Don't you know stuff?
I don't know.
You're supposed to be smarter.
I know, like, cars, like, I know, like, brands, and
like
I know...
your car has a same engine as mine, similar. It's an inline 4. So it's a straight 4-cylinder. So it's an I... just with 4 cylinders.
My engine also has Skyactiv technology. What is that? I don't know, but I know I have
gas. It's good for gas.
Sure. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I know I got it.
I don't understand it. It's above my knowledge. But what was I saying? Yeah, he was just telling me the problems with it. He's like, the paint is kind of like meh. And
well, no, you were saying he was gonna put a V8.
Yeah, he was originally gonna put a V8 into it, but he's like, I don't feel like spending $10,000 to do it because it would cost around that much to do it.
Yikes.
And he said this is too much work, and he said it's just sitting there. And he had it from February because how he got it is that he traded his snowmobile for it. And the guy, he was telling me the guy who had it before him was probably going to make it into a track car. And you can kind of tell that it was going to become a track car because it's low. The suspension's set to be very hard. It's adjustable suspension, which is great. And it's like set to be really hard.
So it's low, like they lowered it?
Yeah, they put coilovers on it, which is aftermarket suspension.
So does that mean that you're going to have trouble like in the winter?
Having your car super low is not ideal for winter. What I'm planning on doing is that either and
even just some steep driveways.
Yeah, what I'm gonna have, this car's gonna have 2 modes. Well, winter's gonna pretty much determine if I'm gonna keep this car for a very, very long time. If winter's like total ass shit, no.
Like you're gonna like test it out through the winter and see how.
Yeah, see if I really.
It's also convertible though, so.
Well, I'm gonna buy a hardtop in the summer because I talked to a guy who dailied a Miata, and he said if you have a hardtop, he said it's not bad. He said it's fine.
So
I have to buy a hardtop for it.
But some hardtops can be the one, like a hardtop that can like retract.
No, this one is literally it's like a shell and just go and just there's like 2 bolts at the back that's meant for it, and you just screw those inside. There's latches, and it makes it much better steel than my soft top. But what my plan is for the winter is I'm going to buy stock suspension for it because it's super cheap. And I want to kind of learn.
What's that?
The stock springs.
What's that?
Suspension. That's the spring stuff.
No, but like what does that do?
I'll make the car higher. The car, no matter what, is going to be low. Even on stock springs, it's low.
Yeah, that shit was low.
But that's my plan for winter. I'm going to buy stock springs because they're cheap. And I kind of want to learn to take out suspension and put it back in and whatever. And I know my friend was telling me, he's like, once you get good at that, it takes like 15 minutes. He said the first time it'll take you probably like...
Who said that?
It's this mechanic guy I talked to at my work. He knows a bunch of shit. And he said it'll probably take you like probably like 2-3 hours at first because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. But he said once you get good at it, it takes like 15 minutes. But my plan is to do that. So my car will have like a winter mode and a summer mode. So summer mode, it'll pretty much be what it is right now. Winter mode, it'll look like it's stock. But no, yeah, I got the car for... 3,400.
Excuse you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna burp and then not acknowledge it.
No, yeah, I ended up getting the car because the thing is that the Barry one, I wanted to try to get it down to 3,600. This one was being sold for 3,600, but I got it down to 3,400. Well, 33, but then I bought the rims and tires, so they went up to 34. But yeah, no, I drove it home. This is very fun driving it home. It's very loud. That's what I was worried about. It's getting louder and louder because I don't have a front pipe. Pretty much it's just rusted out.
What's a front pipe?
It goes headers. So from
I don't know what a header is.
So from your engine, you have...
What's an engine? No, I'm joking.
It's normally on your car. It's probably because I think your car. I don't know if your engine
like an exhaust pipe.
Yes, it's like exhaust pipes that come out your engine. But the front.
I'm not an idiot.
Oh god. The first part is called headers. Then you have on a regular car, it's headers, front pipe, mid pipe, catback, and then your big old.
I'm lost again, but.
But yeah, pretty much. What was I saying? My car doesn't have a front pipe, like my mechanic showed me, and it's just rusted out. And that was 2 weeks ago. So now I imagine that it's just has holes in it from like. Because my car will bottom out a lot, so like you'll hear like a, which is me like pretty much like I'll hit like a bump sometimes, and you'll scrape, you'll hear it scraping, and my front splitter always scrapes, but I don't care because it's just a piece of plastic.
I know what the splitter is. That's a thing.
That's the front, yeah. But No. No, well, I forgot where I was at. But I don't know, pretty much like I have a Mazda Miata. I'm fairly happy with it. I don't know if I want to sell it. I know if I sell it, I will make more money because people are stupid. People are willing to spend a lot of money on them right now.
Well, either way, I think the rust thing, you gotta take
the rust thing,
of.
I'm gonna get it quoted this year and I'll deal with it next year. I'll just do the.
No, I think you should.
No, I talked
do it before the winter.
No, I talked to the guy I talked to a guy on the phone about the crown guy, and he's like, if you do that stuff, he's like, you're fine.
What stuff?
You did the rust prevention shit. He said just get the.
Yeah, but isn't it? Why would you rust prevent without removing the current rust?
Because like if I get it quoted, one, I don't feel like spending super amount of money right now.
Can't you even just like, you're a car guy? Can't you even just like do that yourself?
I don't
like
have the tools.
It?
I need a welder. I don't have a welding tool.
You don't know anyone with one?
No. I would do it myself if I could.
Not even Josh or anybody?
No,
None of your little car friends?
I don't have a welding tool. And I don't have the confidence to do that too. That's a big job.
I'm sure it is. I don't know. So then I would say just get quoted. Like,
I'm going to get quoted by the summer.
I don't see why... Like, obviously rust prevention, but like, why would you do a seal essentially over the existing rust?
Because the rust isn't bad. For how old it is, it's not that bad.
For how old it is, it may not be bad, but it's only going to get worse.
No, well, this winter won't make it that much worse.
You get what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Like,
no, but the reason why is just because I don't want to de-rust it and then realize in the winter I don't want this car. You know what I mean? I don't want to spend extra money. I'm willing to spend maybe the couple extra. If the rust gets so much worse, I'm willing to spend that extra maybe couple $100.
So you don't think you're gonna keep it?
It depends. Winter will determine.
Don't you love it?
I do, but there's other cars I like.
If you were to paint it, then when would you paint it?
It depends. All comes down to price. If it's like...
But, like, I'm just asking because, like, now you're like, oh, you don't even know if you're going to keep it long term. So would you paint it sooner?
I don't know, because I think...
Or would you wait for the
I think I would wait over time because the thing about modifying cars is it's better to do it slowly. It's not good to do it fast because then it's not as fun. Like, some of me kind of... like, a small smidgen of me regrets buying a car that was already... Because all I've done is just the suspension and the tires. But a small part... And the brakes. But a small part of me kind of wish I didn't. Because there's buy a car that already had mods to it. Because there's kind of a fun of doing mods. It's better to do mods slowly than it is like all at once. Because then you get to feel the difference in the car. You get to feel how the car responds to everything. Like I just changed my spark plug wires, and the car is completely different than what it was before. My throttle, the car felt different. Like my throttle response was like, what the fuck? It was a lot more sensitive than it was before. Before. I would push and it was like and now it's just like you know?
Okay, all right.
It's different.
That's how I feel right now. That yell.
But pretty much, I got a Mazda Miata. I'm happy about it. It's gonna be a pain in the ass because if I didn't have active hobbies like mountain biking,
are you emotional?
No.
Oh, your voice was like quivering and you had a little.
Oh no.
You look like you were like, I got the Mazda Miata.
No, that's not the car that'll make me cry. It is awesome. I think it's just
what's the car that would make you cry?
The McLaren F1. If I saw one, I'd cry.
You said that's not even like your favorite car anymore.
It's still my favorite car. It's just not. It's the car that started it all.
Because remember when we went to the Canadian Tire Motorsport track and you were supposed to drive the McLaren, but like the time.
No, the MB412-C. Like that car is not a car. That car. If I was gonna choose between drive that and the Ferrari, I like them both, but those cars are like neck and neck, right? They came out around the same time.
I drove a Lamborghini. It was fun.
Oh God.
That's my contribution to this car talk. And I was driving with a professional driver, and he said I'm a real good driver, and it makes a guy like me feel real good when a professional driver. You can't tell me that. Well, he did. Yeah. He said I handle a car really well, and I was really good. He's like, have you driven a supercar before? And I'm like, no, this is my first time. You come here often? He was like, yeah, I'm here every day, man.
It's my job. What was I saying? Should I continue with the car talk, or is it getting boring?
I mean, I have nothing to contribute.
Oh.
I would say, you can get to the end.
Oh, okay. Well.
I know. Oh, sorry. Oh, no. Don't cry. Continue. What else is there?
Well, that's it. It just feels weird.
I feel like I just rained on your parade.
You did, but
what? I don't know cars. I can only say so much.
No, but like pretty much, it's cool because the Miata was up there for being cars that I really wanted.
Yeah.
Like in my life, like there was a car. That was a car like it was on my dream car list. So like, even kind of seeing it sometimes now, it's kind of weird knowing it's like, oh shit, I actually have it. Because I know, because for me when it comes
dreams do come true, kids.
Yeah, sometimes, but because like with me when it comes to spending a large sums of money, I'm very indecisive. I don't like me buying my laptop was like it hurt, you know. I was just like, oh no, $1,000. So like for me, like I guess this was like the universe saying fuck off and just do it already. That's what I feel like the universe was kind of telling me, because on my Mazda 6, it was funny. The weekend I was actually supposed to get an oil change. That was my plan. So it's kind of ironic that it all died, you know, before that happened. It's like,
don't bother.
No. They're honestly, and that's what I was like, the universe is saying, just fucking get the Miata, you cunt. Because I know, like, I'd probably...
Yeah, you had been talking to me about it for a while, too.
And I know, like, right now, I'd probably be, same thing, I'd probably be bookmarking tons of them, but I probably would be super indecisive about buying one, so... Yeah, I feel like it's just the world being... No, it's just weird. Seeing the fact that...
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, no, seeing that I have it, it feels weird, but it's like, it's good.
Oh,
because it's nice. Because it's like a de-stressor. Like, that's the thing. Like, I find myself rushing to finish work because I want to drive.
Oh.
Like, I'm like, all right, gotta fucking drive, you know?
Okay. I mean,
and I look forward to good weather. Like, I actually care about good... Like, I always cared about good weather.
Do you drive with the top down often?
Yeah. Even when it's like... Now, like how the weather is
kind of
now.
chilly. Yeah,
even when it's
our
cold.
weather. First of all, it's so weird because like we went from like 18 to 20 degree weather Celsius. Obviously, we're in Canada.
Like 22.
And then it's like
last week was 22.
Like 1.
Last week was actually warm.
1 degree. Warmer. Like overnight, we're in the negatives. Like what is happening? It snowed the other day.
That's coastal weather though. That's typical.
Snow in May.
Yeah, that's not surprising. We've had snow in May before.
I remember, know, but it's just like come on, like the weather. Like even over the winter, like for us, this winter was so mild. This past winter.
This winter was very weak.
Like we had days where it was 7 degrees, and for a Canadian winter, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. This winter was like very, like me being a mailman, it was very sweaty. Like when I compare it to like my first winter as a mailman,
brutal.
Fucking, it was like this was, how have I been a mailman now? 3 years, I think. I remember that first winter I did it. It was like
I think you worked 3 winters.
Yeah, no, that first winter I remember it was like and this was December too. It was like -30, -20. I remember walking through a snowstorm a couple of times, like white out, I can't see in front of me, like type snowstorms. But I've noticed that the winters have gotten like more calm. And I remember the second spring that I worked at, first spring. Yeah, that same winter, during that spring, I remember April. Why am I thinking August, spring? I remember April, we had like, it was like still like a good amount of snow still. Like, it wasn't until May. I remember it was like, just like, and then May was warm. So like the fact that it's still cold, it's not surprising.
I remember when my my car dealership, because I get my like oil changes and stuff at my dealership, and they also hold on to my winter tires for me. I got a call. This was like early March or like late February, but they were calling because they were making the appointments to swap the tires. I'm like, oh, we could get you in March. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
I'm like, we're in Canada. Like, I don't try. Even though the weather was looking pretty promising
March,
at the time,
because spring started at the right time.
Right.
For once.
Right. And I was like, no. Like, I would rather push it back to April because I would feel more confident. Because March and even in April, like we still get snow in April, and I mean we got snow in May. So.
No, the best time to change your tires if you're someone that does summer tires, winter tires is mid-April to May. Yeah. Like the tires I'm on right now. Like, if it's cold outside, I can tell. Because the tires I have right now are pretty much not far off from being racing slicks. Because whenever I'm like...
That means they don't have, like,
they're
traction?
sticky as fuck.
What does sticky mean?
Tires they're very... what it sounds like. When you have, like,
how does a tire get sticky?
No, this is how they... I don't know tire engineering. But, like, normally racing slicks is, like, the tires are just very, very sticky. Like, I could poke it and it'd be like... Eh. You know what I mean? Like, if you see my tires right now, there'd be tons of pebbles stuck to them. Like, when they're warm, they work. You can tell the difference between when it's really warm out, like how the tires work.
So you have, like, summer tires on.
Oh, yeah. But, like I remember that day...
So, hold on, sorry. Your old, like, your winter tires or whatever for your old car, like, are they the same size as this? Like, are you able to keep that?
No, I couldn't put some my winter tires on this car. They're a lot smaller. My rims are like 15 inches. My other car, I think, was like the 16 was the smallest, and it would go up to like I can put like 22s on that. This car, I think the biggest rim I could put is maybe 18, maybe. But yeah, man, I got a Mazda Miata. It feels good. It's kind of like I have my dream car. It's weird looking at it because like I can't believe I actually have it. It's a piece of shit, but I like it. It's like, you look at it.
It's a piece of shit, but it's your piece of shit.
No, that's how I look at it. Yeah, it's a piece of crap, but it's mine. It brings a smile to my face.
That's cool. And I mean, you're a car guy, so like making all those modifications, like you said, and like doing whatever, changing the color.
I'm not started. I didn't get started yet with the modifications. That's gonna come next year.
No. But I'm just saying, like doing that will make. You're saying it's a piece of shit, but like the point is to make it not.
I want to try to do as much stuff by myself as I can.
It'll be fun. Something to occupy.
I need tools.
Occupy your little. Give you tools?
I need tools. Someone donate me tools, please.
I have a screwdriver.
I won't do shit.
But yeah, we are gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for listening. It was great. Thanks for sharing about your car. Thanks for sharing your theories. Thanks for giving me nightmares.
I can go more theories. If people want me to go,
I'm sure we'll do another episode.
I'm willing to go into the rabbit hole.
Yeah, those are the days I will not be
but
present.
just understand that Hugh-Gene won't be the same Hugh-Gene after that.
We do try to keep them like light because like it can get super super scary.
It's not even the scary part. It's
for me it's scary, but it can, even if you're not scared, it can be a lot. It can be a lot.
It can be a lot because it makes you question the world. That's the thing that happened. Like when I was really into it, made me just look at the world differently. And it was just, I'm a kid. I shouldn't be like when I was into that shit. I shouldn't have been into that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, well.
But all right, and thank you guys so much for listening. As always, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at This Square Room. And until next time, we will see you next Tuesday.